Coming up, Tzu Chi Foundation organized its fourth large-scale distribution in Bhaktapur, Nepal. We see how Tzu Chi volunteers provide a senior much-needed physical and emotional support in the wake of the tremors in Nepal. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen. Liao. Thank you for joining us. In a joint collaboration with the Bhaktapur local government, the Tzu Chi Foundation carried out its fourth large-scale distribution in Nepal on May 24th. In total, 1,855 households benefited from Tzu Chi's assistance. Apart from Tzu Chi volunteers, the local government also mobilized 300 residents to assist at the distribution. This most recent distribution was a rather significant event, as almost a month since a deadly earthquake struck the country. Residents have found comfort and peace in knowing that Tzu Chi volunteers will continue to be by their side. Let's join them there.
Trucks carrying tons of rice arrives at the distribution venue. With all hands on deck, bags of rice and aid supplies were successfully delivered into the hands of quake survivors. Some 300 local Nepalese volunteers donning Tzu Chi vests can be seen throughout the venue, guiding residents to the waiting line. Sanjay, who is volunteering on behalf of Tzu Chi for the first time, says this has been an interesting experience for him.
Before, I've worked in the many associations like Red Cross and Scout. I've seen your foundation, the Tzu Chi, is the best management to help the earthquake victims.
A 9-year-old boy emerges from the crowd carrying aid supplies on his shoulders.
Superman, are you tired?
No.
No, why? So happy?
Yes.
Yes. Wow. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
5. Wow.
Originally on their way to play ball, the boys were attracted by the large crowds at the venue and decided to come and offer their assistance.
Because it makes me feel very happy, and it makes me to feel proud of myself.
This joint distribution carried out by Tzu Chi and the local government in Bhaktapur has given 300 Nepalese volunteers a chance to experience the joys of giving and bear witness to the power of love. 1,855 families arrive at the distribution venue in Bhaktapur to receive aid. Volunteers are stationed throughout the venue to ensure the event is carried out efficiently and in an orderly manner. Tzu Chi volunteers put on sign language performances and traditional dances wearing Nepalese outfits, all of which have been supplied by local volunteer Robbie and his wife.
Tzu Chi's distribution is a very big and formal event for the Nepalese. They loaned us their best clothes for the event.
It's really too hot today, so we discussed with local government officials to see if we could start the distribution earlier. We will be moving the distribution 1 hour ahead so that we don't keep the residents waiting and they can receive their aid quicker.
Residents received sugar, oil, daily necessities, and a 30-kilogram bag of rice. Aside from volunteers, doctors were also on hand to assist with the heavy lifting. Volunteers came across 11-year-old Raj, who has been raised by his mother since his father passed away. Although he came with his bicycle, volunteers discovered that the bike was missing a seat. Putting their supplies on top of the bicycle, the mother and son pair leaves the distribution venue with gratitude and smiles. A month after the deadly earthquake, Tzu Chi volunteers' love and care has never faltered, and they promise to continue accompanying residents on their road to recovery.
Behind every successful event, there are teams of volunteers who make it happen. The same can be said at the recent large-scale distribution in Bhaktapur over the weekend. In our next report, we go behind the scenes and meet a group of volunteers who work selflessly and without complaint to ensure that the stomachs of those helping out at the distribution were fed, while a group of Tzu Chi brothers and local volunteers work together to prep the distribution venue early in the morning.
As trucks carrying relief items come and go, Ensuring the smooth flow of traffic is a huge challenge for volunteers.
Because the entrance is very narrow, it will be difficult for the trucks to come and go using the same entrance. But we have already coordinated this with local government officials. The trucks will come in through the school's entrance and exit another way.
Volunteer Zhang Zhongyi took 15 minutes to come up with a layout and exit plan for the distribution venue.
All the brothers began loading items onto the truck as early as 4:45 in the morning. Then we had to pitch the tents and lay out all the relief items.
Offloading bags of 30-kilogram rice takes physical strength and stamina.
Here. Strong man. Oh. Okay.
Volunteers show no trace of fatigue, only a determination to complete the task at hand.
当然，我们带了这么多爱来。
We have brought so much love to this country on behalf of all the Tzu Chi volunteers worldwide. So we should be happy. There is nothing to be miserable about.
Forming a human chain, relief items are passed down one by one.
Wherever there is work to be done, Tzu Chi volunteers will be there to lend their assistance. No, but this is a bit of a challenge for the elderly. Many families here in Bhaktapur have been affected by the earthquake, so residents from other communities come to help out.
Working together in joy and harmony, residents hope that this goodness may spread to all corners of Nepal. A team of 4 has to prepare food for 560 people in just 2 hours. Is that possible?
It took us a while to prep these ingredients.
大致上我们回到房间大概是10点多，10点多。好了。
With less than 6 hours of sleep, volunteers woke up at 4 a.m. the following morning and immediately got to work preparing a curry broth and Tzu Chi's instant rice. Cooking 20 kilograms of rice at a time, Fang Yongkun from Malaysia stirs the ingredients with a large wooden spatula.
If I didn't do any hard labor, these calluses would be gone in 3 months.
In this 4-man team, 3 of the members are over the age of 60.
I am 62.
Moved by the volunteers' efforts, hotel staff also rolled up their sleeves to help because they know this food will be sent to Tzu Chi's distribution venue to help their countrymen. Delivered just in time for breakfast, it turns out rice is just what residents have been craving.
I didn't test for 3 days, but this day I tested this rice. It's so good. Yeah, really good.
To help Nepal's quake survivors in the 10 communities around Sui and Bunat, otherwise known as Monkey Temple, Tzu Chi volunteers provided hot meals on behalf of the 700 residents sheltered there. Besides hot meals, Tzu Chi doctors were also on hand to conduct a free clinic to address quake victims' medical needs. Here's more.
On the day of the free clinic here in the tense community near Sui and Bunat, the weather is quite humid, but these Tzu Chi doctors aren't bothered by the weather.
师姐，我们不需要电风扇，不用电风扇，电风扇就不像我们。
Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital Deputy Superintendent Lin Minnan and Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital Doctor Lin Yingchao are about to begin to see patients.
呀，我那台前呢，
哦，那个比较亮，这很亮啊。
很亮，不是很亮的拉丁的。
我们就是眼底镜直接可以看喉咙，而且看眼睛、看耳朵、看眼底都可以看，所以我把它带过来。
Seeing 64 patients earlier this morning at another location, the two doctors are ready for another round. On hand is also a doctor specializing in traditional Chinese medicine.
I'm a specialty doctor. They check the patients first, and if they feel like the patients need acupuncture to manage their pain, then the patients come to me.
Shortly after, a patient who desperately needed acupuncture treatment came in.
He must have damaged the area in his brain that controls his language function and vision, because those are affected.
With the help of these Tzu Chi doctors, quake survivors living in this Sui and Bunath tent community have finally found a cure for their ailments. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Tzu Chi volunteers began the day in Kathmandu's traditional markets.
75.
With fresh vegetables in hand and pots ready, volunteers arrive at the tent's community around Sui and Bunath Temple to provide hot meals for the over 700 survivors sheltered here. With the tent set up and fire ready to go, all that's missing is the water.
We use are not very fluent English, and they came to help. Two girls and their teens brought a big container of water. I was very moved by their efforts.
Setting up a new hot meal distribution point can be difficult at times, but thankfully, plenty of young people contributed their share.
The residents here are very helpful. Although we speak different languages, I think with plenty of love to go around, we can communicate our needs.
As the quake survivors and Tzu Chi volunteers work together to provide meals for hungry stomachs, it also marks the beginning of a beautiful friendship that will last for years to come.
As many schools were severely damaged or destroyed in the earthquakes in Nepal, many children are currently out of school. Knowing that education cannot wait, Tzu Chi's 5th Disaster Relief and Medical Team decided to offer lessons in the Mansouri tent community in Bhaktapur, refers to Nepalese entrepreneur Naresh Dugard, who offered the volunteers tremendous support and assistance to make sure Tzu Chi's relief effort in Nepal went smoothly.
From very first day, I am with them, and I am trying my best to help them whatever I can.
Sharing his experience with Master Jingyan through a video conferencing call is Naresh Dugard, who has been collaborating with the Tzu Chi volunteers for nearly 3 weeks. From arranging transportations to the disaster zone to finding drivers, Mr. Dugard makes it a point to help out wherever he can.
那他是在尼泊尔。
Mr. Dugard is one of the top 3 leading entrepreneurs in Nepal and owns many different companies. He has helped us gather and purchase all the relief items. Tzu Chi's relief effort in Nepal owes its success to the assistance of Mr. Dugard.
Inspired by Tzu Chi's spirit of great love, Mr. Dugard has made helping the needy his first priority.
I don't know what happened inside me. Whenever they called me, in spite of my busy schedule or in spite of my meeting, I don't know, it never came no from my mouth. I always said yes whenever they called me. And we had a great discussion, and I really felt that Tzu Chi is really doing a great job for earthquake victim in Nepal.
Although the road to recovery is still very long, Mr. Dugard believes that Jingsi Arisms and the volunteers can broaden his horizons and continue to change his life for the better. Despite the scorching sun, this 10-day-old baby still sleeps soundly at the Mansouri tent community in Bhaktapur. A local tries to separate the wheat from the chaff. Nepal and its citizens welcome each day at their own pace.
Very nice, right?
Tzu Chi's Disaster Relief and Medical Team has set up a temporary classroom in the tent community.
Every day, we can teach 1 or 2 Jinsi aphorisms to these children. We will also pass on environmentally friendly concepts. I think practicing recycling is something that we can promote in this community.
Children here are very innocent. They're willing to accept the knowledge we pass on to them.
Follow me. Father. Father. Mother. Mother.
Despite the harsh learning environment, children here are still eager to learn.
Right your hand. Speak. Kind words. Kind words. Okay.
We want to make sure these children can learn to behave while having a fun time learning. This is a challenge for all of us, but we are still very happy.
Team members also encourage the children to embrace the practice of recycling to safeguard the planet. In no time, the Chen community is clean and tidy once again. By partaking in Tzu Chi's lessons, the children not only absorb the meaning behind each Jinsi aphorism, but also learn the importance of recycling.
We love Tzu Chi!
For most earthquake survivors in Bhaktapur city's 10 communities, although the massive earthquake left them homeless, they still have their relatives by their side. But today we meet a 92-year-old grandmother who lost her entire family in the deadly tremors. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided the senior with the much-needed physical and emotional support.
Walking with the help of a cane is 92-year-old Rama Traju.
3 times.
Rama is used to caring for herself. Although she's now alone, in the 10 communities, people care for her like family.
Because she is too old. Because I have an old lady, my grandmother, at home, so.
Treating Rama like one's own mother, one volunteer wipes around her eyes and face and reminds her not to rub her eyes. Volunteers rub her feet and massage her back, making the 92-year-old grandmother Rama feel like she was surrounded by one big family. Every day, Grandma Rama fetches 3 plastic bottles worth of water and prays at the medical station. Upon seeing the doctor, she became silent with mixed feelings.
Everything will be good. Everything will be good.
At the age of 92, she lost her families during the earthquakes and is staying alone here. This day, Tzu Chi volunteers brought Grandma Rama a thoughtful gift.
See the mark?
For Grandma Rama, the folding bed and the convenience it offers is like a gift from heaven. Putting a smile on Grandma's face, the volunteers have warmed her heart.
Knowing that education is the key to breaking the cycle of poverty, over the years, the Tzu Chi Foundation has provided scholarships to many underprivileged yet deserving students. In our next report, we travel to the Philippines to meet former scholarship recipient Erwin Cervantes, who is now an auditor in a top company in Quezon City. This is university graduate Erwin Cervantes, who's ready to reciprocate the love and support he has received all over these years.
I am extremely happy that I graduated from university. Now I need to use the skills I have learned in school to support my mother.
Elizabeth, a single mother, worked very hard to raise Erwin Cervantes and his 3 siblings. Elizabeth says her children's education has been her top priority.
I have 4 children, and 2 of my older children did not graduate from college. With the assistance of Tzu Chi, my son Erwin was able to get his degree, even though I didn't have the means to pay for his tuition.
Now, Erwin Cervantes is not only an auditor in a top company in Quezon City, but also the breadwinner of his family. After work, Cervantes changes into his Tzu Chi uniform. By partaking in Tzu Chi activities, Cervantes hoped to repay the organization for the assistance it has provided.
Sa lahat ng mga donors na patuloy pong
I want to thank all the Tzu Chi donating members and hope all of you can continue to help even more people.
In Singapore, a senior who suffers from elephantiasis closed himself off to the world and avoided treatment for his disease as he feared amputation. However, the odor coming from his wounds severely affected his living environment at home. Thus, the Community Service Center called on Tzu Chi for help. After getting to know Tzu Chi and the volunteers, the senior finally gave permission to the volunteers to clean up his home.
Living in a home filled with clutter and waste, the 76-year-old man with elephantiasis closed himself off from the world for fear of doctors amputating his feet. However, the man's wounds developed a foul odor that affected his neighbors, and thus the Community Service Center called on Tzu Chi for help.
Instead of giving him many weeks supply, we give him few days or a week supply so that we can take the opportunity to come and look at him, talk to him, then you get used to the nurse.
Their frequent care finally moved the senior to agree to a house cleaning. Today, 30 team members and Tzu Chi volunteers gathered to help this man clean up his home. In the end, a total of 10 boxes of unwanted items were cleared out. Volunteers also got down on their hands and knees to remove the caked-on layers of filth.
He's lived alone for so long and he's ill, so it's understandable that it's hard for him to maintain his house in an orderly fashion.
We want to provide a comfortable environment for him to live in. This way, his heart will be more at ease and it's better for his health. The smell in the house was really bad.
After nearly 10 hours, the recipient's home is clean once more. To help the senior with his mobility, volunteers also gifted him with an electronic bed. Touched by such acts of kindness, the senior's hard exterior melted away.
Just want to thank everyone inside this room now for the time, effort, and patience.
Now that the recipient is accepting Tzu Chi's help, the next step for the volunteers is to get his disease looked at and treated, a goal which the volunteers are confident they will accomplish in due time.
We go to Japan at the end of the show, where local Tzu Chi volunteers organize Buddha Day celebrations on behalf of the homeless and community residents in both Tokyo and Kyoto. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.